everybody, my name is Taylor. I hope that you're having a good day. I hope that you are having a great day, but if you happen to be having a really terrible day, I do hope that it gets just a little bit better. You know, just a bit better. Alrighty, why don't we get started, shall we? Ooh. Oh. Well, mistakes happen in life. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Grief Brief. We are on episode 15. If you are new to the Grief Brief series, really quick rundown so that you know what you just clicked on. Basically, my mom passed away in September of 2016. I spent a bunch of time that followed recording my thoughts and feelings on various social media sites, but I decided to collect all of those videos and post them here on YouTube so that other people may understand that they're not alone and may feel more connected in their own grieving process, or that you can better understand somebody you know who might be grieving as well. And that is what the Grief Brief series is. Episode 15. What does this mean? What can you expect from me? I'm going to try to keep this bit short as possible. It is Halloween. Halloween has arrived. It has also been about a month and a half since I lost my mom. And as we all know, in our 20s, people love to throw parties. There's events that happen for Halloween. So I was going to go out. I was not going to be a shut-in. I was going to go out. I made a makeshift Mickey Mouse costume out of a bunch of clothes I already owned and some eyeliner and called it a day. I was really nervous because up until this point, all of the people or friends that I had interacted with were either just my coworkers at work or people who had been to my mom's services or been helping me out, you know, packing up her house and getting that stuff in order. So I was very much so scared to see sort of all of your sort of secondary and tertiary friends and acquaintances and people you don't really see that often, but people who know what happened to you. I was mostly just worried about how awkward it was going to get. For me, at least, it felt like it was going to be the big elephant in the room that nobody was going to address or acknowledge. And for the most part, honestly, it pretty much was. Most parties I went to, nobody said anything. I think I had like maybe 1 or 2 conversations with people I hadn't seen yet who asked me how I was, and I was like, you're a real one. Thank you. Like, I appreciated that. I thought I was going to be really uncomfortable about it, but it was kind of nice to acknowledge that big elephant and to say, I see it, I understand, like, how are you, how do you like the new elephant in the room, do you like its colors and its stripes? And I was like, oh, okay, it's not as terrible as I thought. So I'm basically just going to be dissecting my thoughts and my nerves about what I'm anticipating the Halloween night is going to be like. And that is what you're going to see. So I hope you enjoy it. Alrighty. Hello everyone, happy almost All Hallows Eves. I'm making this because I have something to say. I'm running late for work and I look cute. We have now officially reached the part of grief where you have to deal with social interactions and society. Because it's Halloween, I got invited to Halloween parties, and this is going to be the first time that I'm going to be seeing a lot of people, like a large amount of people since my mom died. And these are people who I haven't seen, people who didn't come to her services and people who like haven't taken me out to lunch and stuff. So I'm not so much anxious about it. I'm just interested to see like what will happen. Like, are people going to be awkward? Are people going to ask about it? Probably not. This is not my train. I missed my train, so I'm just going to chit chat for a minute while I wait for it. I just can't stop like thinking about who's going to ask, who's not going to ask. Most people aren't because it's going to be a party, but it's like this elephant in the room where majority will know. And there's like a part of grief in which you just like don't talk about it because it makes other people uncomfortable, which is the thing I think is the stupidest thing and the craziest. Some people will genuinely not ask you because they don't want to bring it up, but a lot of people don't because it just makes them uncomfortable and they'd rather not feel that way, so they don't ask. Regardless, I'm a little anxious, but also just interested to see what happens. Probably not much, to be honest. Just gonna drink a lot of alcohol. Alright. And that was episode 15 of the Grief Brief series. Social interactions while grieving and after a loss are weird and strange and not particularly easy. So it's really nice when like people surprise you and they're not uncomfortable about talking about death. And that's one of the reasons I want to do this. You know, we should all be a little bit more open. This is something we will all experience. And I think that's something that a lot of people want to avoid or not talk about. But the more that we talk about it, the more comfortable we are talking about it while we have all these people around. If as a society, we are all comfortable talking about death and grief, then when someone in our society loses a person, we can all be comfortable talking about this experience that this person is having. We can be with them and allow them to be open in their feelings and their thoughts and what they're actually going through and experiencing. And that is so important. It is so important to feel like you have people and you can talk and share and let it out, because keeping it in is terrible. As always, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Grief Brief. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns about it, you can always reach out to me on any of my social media platforms. They're listed down below. There are also websites listed down below if you or anyone you know wants more information or help or guidance in their grieving process, or just understanding grief and what is this all about, what can I expect. New Grief Briefs come out every Monday and Friday if my life doesn't get too busy or crazy, and I'm trying really hard to make that a normalcy, but this week has been crazy. So I apologize if this came out on Saturday, I really do. If you really like me, my personality, you can subscribe to my channel. If you haven't seen all the episodes of the Grief Brief, or this is your first one and you want more information, there is a Grief Brief playlist that you can also find on my channel. But I hope that you are having a good weekend, and I hope that it is full of vitamin D. Alrighty, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.